That was the fastest I'd ever seen somebody quit their job before. And out of everybody in my new hire group, I was the only one that lasted. When I first got my job in the psych ward, I think every single person that I was being hired and trained with was under the same circumstances of not knowing exactly what this job was. But HR and the other staff members training us did a good job of giving us enough information to not necessarily turn you away or turn you off from the job, because it is a scary and daunting job if you knew everything that you had to get into and that you would be facing weekly violence, especially in that facility, because they did not run things well. They ended up on the news a few times. But check this out. So I'm in my new hire group. We're learning our trainings. It takes a couple weeks. You got to do like onboarding and everything like that. You're doing workshops and online tests and stuff. Then you have to do the CPI, Crisis Prevention Intervention, where you learn how to physically manage patients, and we do it on each other so that we can get the holds down. And, we got to wrestle and make sure we give them some degree of difficulty for the real world, because, people ain't trying to hold back on you. But when it's finally time for us to be done with training, it's a nudge out that nest. You better pray that them wings developed. Otherwise, it's a long way down. It's a long way down. And me, I'm like, I ain't making this far to go back. I had goals. I had plans. It was my first big boy job that I ever had where I'm getting a decent amount of pay. And I am the youngest out of my entire hiring class. And I am the youngest in the entire hospital. First week on the unit, I'm working with one of the people that I came in with as a new hire. And he is very timid and has a big problem with being assertive, which is not the type of person you want to be working in psych. So we ended up having a situation where a patient ended up getting violent. And whenever we need a physical management that requires multiple staff, then you can press the intercom button on the phone and call Dr. Strong to whatever unit. And that's our code to mean, hey, all hands on deck. If you on the kids unit, the older adult unit, whatever unit you on, run to get to the unit that they said that Dr. Strong is on, because we gonna need assistance. People can smell fear, so when you're not sure of yourself, confident, sometimes just being assertive and making eye contact in the right ways can show somebody, hey, you should kind of hesitate before you mess with me. You don't necessarily got to be a big old promise behind that to come through and like, yeah, I get you, but you just got to be firm. He didn't have that. So I'm going to help deal with the situation. I'm putting a rounds board at the desk for another staff to pick up. That'll be coming out. One of the ladies, because we had dudes on deck. And, we're going to be the first ones to go. Some of the ladies that we work with did not play. They will be the first ones to go. Respect it. But this dude was dragging his feet. He was dragging his feet. He was not really trying to come down and help. But this was a dangerous situation. This patient is punching, spitting. I go hands on and I'm helping to physically manage this patient. He's kind of on the outskirts, and my other coworkers like, come on, man, come on. Because if a limb gets loose, that's your jaw. That's you feel me? I've been kicked in the chest. I've seen shoes fly across my face to hit somebody else. Teeth have been lost. Eye contusions have been, things have happened. But that's usually due to somebody not manning their area. If you do what you're supposed to do, we all gonna come out straight for the most part. Y'all. After that physical management, Buddy went to the desk. I thought he had to pee or something. I didn't know what was going on. He went to the desk. He dropped his keys, and then he went to the door to where you swipe out of the unit. Beep, swiped out, threw his badge towards the desk, drove off, and was never seen again. He was like, this is not for me. This is not for me. Training didn't teach him that. Having to do preemptive physical managements with staff didn't teach him that. But I guess when it got down to the nitty gritty, he was not about that life. He was not about that life. Out of my new hire group, there's probably like 8 to 12 of us. After 8 weeks, there was just 2 of us left, me and another woman. She was like an auntie to me, and we just covered each other's back. If she couldn't stay over one night, I would stay, and vice versa. But then shortly after that, there was just one. There was just the one. I saw many people come and go. And I say my couple years working in that facility, I might as well had a long beard, gray hairs, because it was hard to keep people at that facility. It was hard to keep people at that facility. But that in all my years of working different jobs, I've done so many different jobs, y'all, not just psych. But out of all the time that I spent working all these jobs, that was the fastest I'd ever seen somebody quit their job like that. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you.